So the Wolftime is coming. Apparently anyway, because this is the latest title of the Dawn of Fire novel. As you can see in the background now, it's all about Space Wolves. We'll get into the actual book and the information that we have in a second, but firstly I just want to explain what the Dawn of Fire series is for those of you who are not really up to date. So the Dawn of Fire series is a book series from Games Workshop that is set during the Indominus Crusade. The first book, Avenging Sun, takes place with Guilliman setting off all the Crusade fleets to take back all the territory that was lost when the Great Rift stretched across the galaxy. The book itself has been entertaining so far. Like the first one, Avenging Sun, I thought was great. The second one, The Gates of Bones, was more of a bolt-upon one. I actually mean to do some summaries of these books. I don't know if anyone's interested. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section, and maybe I'll get those videos up. So, a nice book summary with all the information, all the lore, all the battles that happened in those books. Now we get a brief glimpse of what this book is about. It says, as you can read in the background with me, it says the Indominus Crusade has brought the Emperor's vengeance to the thousands of star systems. The fleet and armies under the leadership of Rebuti Guilliman fight for survival of humanity against the forces of the Chaos Gods. But the traitors and heretics are not the only foe looking to destroy the rule of terror. Xenos prey on human worlds in numbers not seen for millennia. Worst among them are the rampaging orcs, whose migration conquests threaten to reverse the mighty gains of Fleet Primus, and their throaty barrels carry a name not heard in years. The destruction made flesh, a bestial warlord without peer, Gazskull Mad Uruk Fracker. In the midst of this brutal tide is Fenris, the world of the Space Wolves under Logan Grimnar, depleted by the ever-greating demands of their warriors. Called upon by the Legion Breaker Guilliman, the Wolves of Fenris face a momentous decision. Grimnar and his councillors must choose whether their fate is to ally themselves with an ancient rival and risk all that makes them the Volca Fenrica, or to accept their demise and wait for the return of their own Primarch and the coming of the Wolftime. So all in all, it does sound very exciting. I've always said that one of the most iconic battles for me is Marines versus Orcs. I love it. I just love anything that is to do with Marines versus Orcs. I think it's the most brutal pairing you can have. You have these gene-enhanced super soldiers who are basically like walking tanks, shooting rockets from their bolters, and then you have on the other side these green muscular just figures of just pure rage, and all they want to do is fight and rip you apart, and they just won't stop until everything is dead. Probably till they're dead, because they'll just end up turning on each other and smashing each other over the head when they've defeated everyone. So that's why I love when they pair Space Marines versus Orcs. Now the second thing is that this book is called The Wolftime, and I'm sorry, if you call a book The Wolftime, then there has to be some type of Primarch hint, talk, or whatever, because Wolftime literally means the return of Leman Russ. That is what he stated, our return for the Wolftime when the Volca Fenrica, the Space Wolves, are on the brink of being destroyed. This is when I'll return to my sons. Now, if they don't do that, that is probably going to be the biggest blue balling I've ever experienced with. So I'm hoping that in this book there is some tidbits that may mention the potential return of Leman Russ. Like, I've been reading some comments about this. People have been sending me some PMs like, oh, Valrak, they're bringing back Leman Russ. I don't think that at all. I don't think that Leman Russ is going to get a new model like by the end of the year or anything, or like next Tuesday he's going to be released, because this book is called The Wolftime. I just think that this is like an eye-catching title, The Wolftime. Oh my god, The Wolftime, what does this mean? It gives you more questions than it does answers. Like for me now, I'm making this video on it because I'm so excited now what potentially can come out of this. Is it going to mention like where Leman Russ went to? Is he trapped? Is he potentially dead? Is he in the Eye of Terror? Is he somewhere else? Where could he be? Hopefully these are some of the things that may get hinted at, may get answered in this book, and it's a very, very exciting thing. Now, there's something else that actually stands out, and I think it's kind of interesting as well, because this potentially may lead to something else. So it says, Grimnar and his councillors must choose whether their fate is to ally themselves with an ancient rival, and as you can see, ancient rival is in bold, and risk all that makes them the Volca Fenrica. Now, this could mean two things. The ancient rival could be Rebuti Guilliman, because Rebuti Guilliman broke up the legions, and in the eyes of the Volca Fenrica, this was like breaking up the legions. They didn't agree with that. That's why they stuck with their numbers, and they are the way they are at this moment in time. Or it could mean something like the Thousand Suns. Could we potentially see like the Space Wolves maybe ally with the Thousand Suns to try and combat the orcs? We've seen it happen before. We've seen the Black Templars kind of ally with the Iron Warriors, and the shenanigans that went on there. That was something that I didn't expect during the Beast Arises series. So anything could really happen when it comes down to this. I would actually love to see the Space Wolves ally with the Thousand Suns, so I could give all my Space Wolf friends so much crap that they're basically shaking hands with the sons of Prospero and everything that they did to their planet. Because again, that's another thing. If we're coming from this from a lore standpoint, Magnus and the Thousand Sons basically nearly destroyed Fenris, and there's no mention of that in this. So hopefully that is something that they do cover, like what is the fallout from Magnus and his actions of going to Fenris and, unleashing all the nasty stuff he did and bringing his wrath onto the planet. All in all, I actually do enjoy the Dawn of Fire novels so far. As I mentioned, like Avenging Sun is a bit more like political, like, getting the fleet out the system. The Gates of Bones was more of a bolt-upon one, but it had some great factions in there with like the Imperial Fist fighting the Iron Warriors. The Custody action was great. Mordian Iron Guard. I love to see like guard regiments like the Mordian. Hopefully they'll do a book where the Praetorians are in there. Imagine that. Or the Praetorian Guard. That would be literally awesome. And of course, the Sisters of Battle were kicking ass in that book as well. So every time one of these books gets announced, I do get excited for it because it is the lore that I want to learn more of. It's the Indominus Law that they're building on now. This is like the new lore that we expect for 9th edition going forward. I know in 8th edition we were at the end of the Indominus, and now in 9th edition we're starting the Indominus because I think they knew that they missed a big chunk of lore out and they need to go back and explain it all and all the actions that happened during that time. So yeah, I am excited for this. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we do get those Leman Russ hints, but I won't be surprised if it was just like a full-on 100% blue ball trip calling this the Wolftime, and that there's just no mention of Leman Russ at all. But that would be a crime. It would be a massive, huge crime against everyone. You don't have a Space Wolf novel and call it the Wolftime without mentioning Leman Russ. Anyway, enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this video. As always, if you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that at all, are you enjoying the Dawn of Fire books? Do you hate them? Anything like that? Post it down below. Maybe some speculations on the Wolftime, what possibly could happen. And we'll have a nice little chat down in the comment section as we always do. See you now. Have a great day and bye-bye.